I received a Christmas card today from a friend of mine who is a vicar of a church in Buckinghamshire. And that church is called St Nicholas. And on the card there is a picture of St Nicholas and 3 young children. St Nicholas is the patron saint of children. I'm going to read a poem and it's called A Visit from St Nicholas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in the hopes that St Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled, all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma, in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a lustre of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes did appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick. I knew in a moment he must be St Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they met with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys and St Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
We all know Father Christmas is real, don't we? Everyone knows Father Christmas is real. Well, he was a real person. His name was Nicholas. He was born in the 3rd century in a place in Turkey. Now, Nicholas had a bit of a rough start in life. Whilst he was still young, his parents died, but they left him very wealthy. Before they died, they taught Nicholas about Jesus. They taught him that God had sent his own son to be born as a baby, to grow up and to die on a cross, taking the punishment for all the wrongdoings that we have done, even though he had done nothing wrong himself. Nicholas loved Jesus. Nicholas also loved his friends. And one day, one of his friends came to him, very worried. He said to Nicholas, "I am getting old, and I am poor. I have 3 unmarried daughters, and when I die, there will be no one to support them. They will be left with nothing." Nicholas said he would pray for his friend. As he prayed for him, he realised what God wanted him to do. You see, God had given him so much. Firstly, he had sent Jesus to die for him so that he could be friends with God. And then he'd also given him loads of money. Nicholas wanted to share his blessings with his friend's daughters, but he wanted to do it in secret because he wanted the praise to go to God, not to him. So he made a plan. That night, he crept to his friend's house. He had 3 bags of money. He got there and found an open window, so he threw the bags of money in. They each landed in the fireplace right next to the daughter's shoes. In the morning, his friend woke up and was overjoyed. God had provided the money that they needed. God cared for his family. Nicholas was overjoyed too, that God had got the glory. And from then on, his love for Jesus was shown in the fact that he shared all he had with those around him. He gave to the poor, he gave to the sick, and he always tried to do it in secret. But his secret was found out, and people started to celebrate him. So this Christmas, when we think about Father Christmas, give thanks to God for all that you have. Firstly, and most importantly, give thanks to Jesus, God's precious gift that he sent to us, that we can celebrate at Christmas time. This is what Father Christmas, or Saint Nicholas, will want us to do this Christmas.